debt it is to be a doctor. And he has this, they have a plan of how they're going to pay off this debt, and they're going to do it in hopefully a quarter or half the time. But he knows people who are approaching retirement age, and they're just now paying off their student debt from becoming a doctor.
So
that is like, I mean, that blows my mind.
So like, look at that. Like, and there's a petition going around. I'll actually share it on our Instagram. I promise. I suck at posting on there sometimes. But there's actually a petition going around to make it to where our healthcare providers have more options and they have a better wage. So when they're doing their residency programs, they're not making the minimum and they're not fucking being treated like shit. They're getting treated as an employee that will be potentially onboarded at some point.
Yeah, because I didn't realize you think, oh, all doctors make money. No, that's not true. It's like the drug pushers make money and the plastic surgeons make money.
It's
the private
everything
stuff,
is. I mean, I don't blame. Like, I've now reached the point of my life where I do want kids. I would love the idea of a little person, a little version of us running around.
Yeah.
Do I want? I guess I should say this. Do I want plural kids at this point? No, I want one.
Yeah.
I love the idea of one because it's manageable. If we have two, I have to have more than 5 arms, and I don't have that. And so
Marty the Third's going to be a pain in the ass.
Fuck that kid. I already know that kid's going to be an asshole. So it's my kid. I can say fuck that kid. But I just don't see stressing myself out to have a kid. I don't see myself stressing myself out to have our wedding that we're planning.
Yeah.
These 2 things that I want to accomplish at some point within the next 5 years are not things that I plan on stressing myself out for.
Yeah.
They are things that I should be happy about, not stressed about. But I totally understand the point of view of not having kids at all. I 100% get it. And I get it because I think at one point I was like, absolutely no. Like, I want to be selfish. I want to spend money on vacations. I don't want to have a kid with me. My dogs are my kids.
Yeah, I remember.
But I love the idea of someone being in charge of taking care of us when we're old because we've taken care of them.
You've made me feel differently about vacations. Like, I used to think it was kind of it's only what rich people do. They go on vacations. But you really do need that for yourself.
Oh, I love it. I love getting a change of scenery. And I love sitting in a place where I've never been.
Even if you can afford it, if you can afford not to just like not make money for a little bit, just take a weekend and don't do anything. Like, go stay in a tent somewhere illegally.
100%.
I totally advise this. Do illegal shit.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. Okay, so things are only illegal once an official tells you it's illegal. You can play it totally 100% dumb.
Go find some government land, camp on it. It's totally free. And that's not against the law because public land is your land. You just can't litter. You can't,
Yeah, pick up your trash.
Yeah.
Be a decent human being. Don't take a shit in the middle of the fucking pathway.
Yeah, go do something for yourself. Realize that you don't have to, I don't know, I see whatever this idea is that we have to like work ourselves to death until we retire so then we can finally not do anything, or I just don't get it.
I think the only reason, so I'm going to be real with everyone right now on this podcast. So I think the real reason why I'm working so hard right now is to pay off my credit card debt.
Yeah, me too.
And to pay off my car. And once these things are paid off, I can ease up on myself. However,
if any of this starts paying the bills, podcast, music, any of that, then we don't need 2 cars. I'm getting rid of one of them.
Oh, 100%.
I'll get rid of my truck.
It's just I overdrafted my account because I had thought I had more money than I did. Who's ever been there? Raise your hand. But I haven't overdrafted my account since I was 16. No,
A lot of people overdraft their accounts.
18 years old was the last time I overdrafted my account. And I remember it because they charged me a fucking $75 fee and I was
Jesus
pissed.
Lord.
But, however, that's because I overdrafted like 3 times in a row. So, so what had happened was that I thought I had more money to spend on fun, frivolous things this last weekend. I did not, because I was just taking in consideration that I just had to pay my car payment, which was going to be totally fine. That was just a quarter of what was in my account, and it was all going to be good. But there was 3 other bills that came out at the same time because February was a short month, and they all landed on the fucking leap year. And so I had 3 bills come out all at once, and now my account right now until tomorrow morning is negative $180.
They need to make laws against this stuff too, because I've realized credit card companies, there's only a few things that don't do this, but most billing of anything, they do like 28 days or 29-day billing period instead of 30.
Yeah.
So every month
It changes.
yeah, it's like, oh, it was on the 11th, now it's the 10th, oh, now it's the 8th, oh, okay, now it's the 6th. It's constantly getting earlier. I'm like, you're gypping me fucking 2 weeks. By the end of the year, it's 2 weeks that you've gotten out of me.
100%.
Like,
It's kind of bullshit.
pisses me off.
And not only that, so today I went to send out a piece of mail that needed to get some postage bought for it. And thank God I had $5 in my wallet because none of my cards would work for $3.93.
Jesus, Amanda.
I am so past my limit right now. It's not even funny.
Do you take first step?
I looked at the lady and I was like, I did one of those lines where it declined it, right? And I was like, must be my car payment that came out. And then
That's better than what, like, that's weird. There should be like $40,000 in there. I've heard people say some crazy shit.
And then when
I've actually been there before when I've had like crazy amounts of money supposed to be in there, and I'm like, yeah, this should work.
And then when I put my credit card in and it declined that, I was like, well, I just traveled to California, so it must, think. It was so embarrassing. I've never been at a point in my life where I've made so much money, but I'm so in debt that I don't even see any of the money that I'm making.
Oh man,
it's so fucking ass backwards. I hate my life right now.
yeah, being self-employed as a carpenter, you'll have
good weeks, you have bad weeks.
Yeah, and plus I'm not a great money manager, so
I mean,
there's been times where I've had like, oh, I've got $1.67 in my account, but I've just cashed this check, or I've just deposited this check for $18,000. So I'll have $18,000 in the account. And they put a 10-day hold on it. Okay, can I make $1 less?
It's like, I mean, where I'm at right now, totes honest, guys. This is the most successful position I've ever had in my life.
I know. I want you to get even more successful so I can become a stay-at-home doggy dad.
I will 100% allow that. Because
just work out and get
here's
ripped.
Here's the thing. The other night, so last night, after getting a job order at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, finally did get the clearance to go and hire people. Haley and I worked until fucking 7:30 last night, or 6:30.
Yeah.
And when I got home, Marty was in the shower. I poured myself a glass of wine, and then he made dinner. It was fantastic. Of course, I help out in the dish area, but sometimes just having dinner formed for you to eat makes all the difference in your attitude afterwards. It's just so helpful. And so it's like, if I had you doing laundry, doing the dishes, doing the yard, doing everything that I don't want to do on the weekends, and then I come home at night and we make dinner together, that's a fucking dream. And if I can make the amount of money that'll cover both of us,
yeah.
I will 100% do it in a heartbeat. I love that idea. And I would still come home and cook dinner. or you cook dinner and we do it together. I don't care, but it would just be so nice to have that person in the household that can do all of the stuff that you can't do because you're so fucking exhausted from everything else. And that's what makes your job better. Because it's like, I love my job. I really do. I enjoy it. It's fucking crazy. It's the most emotional roller coaster I've ever been on in my life. I'm now working too much because I'm addicted to what's happened.
You have a little bit of workaholic in you.
Yeah.
A little bit.
It's rare. When it comes out, it's out. She's like a little monster inside.
Yeah.
I love sending emails when I'm at home with a glass of wine. Makes me feel way better about life. When I'm sitting at my desk and I'm tired and I'm exhausted, my eyes burn because I've been looking at my screen for too long, that's when I fucking hate my job. But when I haven't looked at my screen enough and I haven't had enough time to call or text people or whatever, I love doing that shit with a glass of wine or a gin and tonic in my hand. I'll work so much more efficiently if I can just drink through it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. And now I also have a lot more confidence. I also didn't know what I was doing for the last year. Now I kind of understand it. I'm still learning.
I think you're always going to be learning. Yeah. It's just one of those things. It's, I've been doing remodels and carpentry my whole life. I mean, as I only was walking for like 10 years before I actually started working.
Yeah, that's true.
So
yeah, you'd only stop breastfeeding for like 3.
Okay, I'm gonna turn this off. And if Amanda's crying when we come back, it's probably because she fell. Okay.
All I'm saying is you were breastfed until you were 10.
Not fucking true.
And also, guys, if you breastfed your kids until they're 10, they won't get the coronavirus.
So, another. You interrupted me again.
Sorry.
So, I've been working fucking a long time.
Yeah.
Still, always different.
Yeah.
It's always different. Like, you learn new shit.
It's never the same circumstance.
No, there's so many variables that there's millions and millions of different ways. Yeah, drywall's all the same, sort of. There's different molds. There's different wear and tear.
And you have to put into consideration the clients you deal with, too. Those are all different people.
Personalities.
So you're always mixed into a different scenario.
Yeah, like certain things. Yeah, you don't know what you're going to get into.
By the way,
sometimes
is it correct for scenario or scenario?
I think both are acceptable, but both are wrong. It's scenario.
But yeah, I think you have a ton.
I don't know. Every time I'm always amazed because there's always issues, and there's not like a direct, like, okay,
yeah,
this is how you fix this problem.
Like
it's
when salespeople have like a script that they follow.
Some people, their minds always operate that way anyways.
Yeah.
And you have to be creative and adapt to whatever's happening.
Yeah.
Sometimes you didn't realize that someone before had wired and put a channel into the plaster and then plastered over it. So when you cut into it, you're cutting into live wire. Now you have a new problem to address.
But
like, there's weird shit that you run into. Like, I've never fucking seen that before. Who the fuck did that?
This is my thing with you, though, is that you are probably one of the most, and I can say this because I'm going to marry you, but I've been living with you for what? 6 years? Right?
Longer.
7? We haven't been living together the whole time we've been together. But
yeah, 6 or 7 years.
6 or 7 years. You're quite possibly the most natural human person to get along with in any situation. Even when I'm fucking crazy, I know that you're still level-headed. Like,
yeah.
So that's...
I realize that now. I do bring that to the table.
And I'm not always, I'm not saying I'm nuts. I'm not fucking yelling or throwing shit all over the place. But I have my moments where I get either annoyed or frustrated, and sometimes I don't know how to voice those things correctly. You always find a way to calm the situation and find a way to voice what you're actually looking for. Like, you've taught me that in so many different ways.
Oh.